Hello everyone, how's it going? My name is Dan the Tutor, on a mission to become the world's greatest tutor. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the shell method for finding volume in calculus. So I'm guessing you just watched my previous video on disk and washer method, and you thought, that was fun and all, but I want to have even more fun, and so you decided to learn the shell method, which in my opinion is much harder than the disk and washer method, especially when you're trying to not mix them up in your head, because the shell method is very similar to disk and washer method, but different enough that it's easy to lose points and make mistakes. So first of all, you need to know if your axis of rotation is vertical or horizontal. If you have a vertical axis of rotation, like for instance, x equals 3 as your axis, then the formula is going to be volume equals 2 pi times the integral from x1 to x2 of the top function minus the bottom function times r, the radius, which I'll have to explain in a minute, and then dx. So a couple things right off the bat we see different from disk and washer method. Number one, horizontal axis of rotation got x's in disk and washer method. Now it's flipped. Now it's vertical, gets x, and horizontal is going to get the y's. Second thing you know is different. In disk and washer method, that was pi. However, in shell method, it's 2 pi. Don't forget that. And then finally, the last difference that we see, I said it was top minus bottom squared in disk and washer, but it is not squared in the shell method. Instead, you need to multiply by the radius. And I know what you're thinking. What is the radius? So I'll tell you. In general, the radius is going to be the right minus the left, or the top minus the bottom. And I am referring to the axis of rotation. So if, for instance, my axis of rotation is x equals 3 over here, and let me just quickly make up an area. Let's say it's this rectangle shape right here. Whenever the axis of rotation is on the right of the area, then r is going to be that number minus x. So that would be r, 3 minus x, for this scenario. And if, let's say, the axis of rotation were over here at, let's just say, negative 4, x equals negative 4, then the axis of rotation is actually x minus negative 4, or in other words, x plus 4. And so therefore, r would be x minus negative 4, or x plus 4. And by the way, this top and the bottom we'll explain more when we do an actual example, but remember that top and bottom, these functions need to be in the form y equals something. For instance, y equals x plus 2. It cannot be in the form x equals y plus 2, for instance. Cannot be that. And then if the axis of rotation is horizontal, we're going to see something largely the same. It's going to be volume equals 2 pi times the integral from y1 to y2. This is going to be our bottom y value to the top y value. And then inside the integral is going to be the right function minus the left function times r again, the radius, and then times dy this time. And so a couple things I want to point out here. For right and left function, these functions need to be in the form x equals something, like for instance, x equals y plus 2. And r has now changed. Let me draw a quick little axis again. Here's my rectangle with the area, let's say. And let's say my axis of rotation is above my rectangle at y equals 5, for instance. Then in that case, r would be equal to 5 minus y. Not 5 minus x, 5 minus y. And by the way, I don't think I explained this well enough for the vertical example, but it's always the number minus either x or y. Does not matter what your function is. It could be x squared, it could be y cubed, I don't care. It's always the number minus x or minus y. And so honestly, the hardest part of the shell method is just figuring out what r is. And it takes some practice, I will admit, but once you get just a couple problems in you, normally it starts to make sense. And just quickly, if I have an example below my area, like for instance, y equals negative 6, then r would be Whenever you're below, it's y minus -6, in other words, y plus 6. And again, we're going to see some examples, so we're going to start getting pretty good at this, but for now, you're probably still bad at it, and that's okay, because I'm here to walk us through it. So now let's just do a couple examples. Number 1, I want to find the volume of the region bounded by the functions y equals -x plus 4, the x-axis, and the y-axis, and we are going to be revolving around the line x equals 0. By the way, back in disk and washer method, we cared about having a gap. The nice, and probably the only nice thing about shell method, is that we don't have to worry about a gap. There's no gap. It's the same formula every time. I mean, even if there is a gap, we don't worry about it. That's what I'm trying to say. So first, I always recommend graphing the functions. Y equals x plus 4 is going to be a function that looks like this. Excuse me, -x plus 4. And then the x-axis and the y-axis, really that's just x equals 0 and y equals 0. And I'm a big fan of labeling that as such, because the equations x equals and y equals are really what matters here. So I can clearly see my area there. And now to get my volume, I'm revolving around the line x equals 0, which is going to be the y-axis. And most importantly, this is a vertical axis of rotation. And so I am going to be using that version of the volume formula. So it's going to be 2 pi integral x1 to x2, leftmost point to the rightmost point, of the top function minus the bottom function, and then times r dx. So first, let's find the leftmost point and the rightmost point. The leftmost point is clearly right there. It's 0. And the rightmost point is that point right there, which, do we know what that point is yet? Technically, we don't. If you want to find it, you just have to set these two functions equal to each other. So in other words, 0 equals -x plus 4. Add x to both sides. That was easy. X equals 4. So in other words, those are going to be my bounds. It's going to be the integral from 0 to 4. Next, I need the top and the bottom function. For that, I'm hoping you know how to do this already. Maybe you don't. That's okay. So basically, this is the top function, this black line right here. It's where the area is touching the top. And that's just the function -x plus 4. And then the bottom function, which is where the area touches the bottom, is just y equals 0. So when I say top minus bottom, it's going to be -x plus 4 minus 0, and that's it. Technically, you don't even have to write the minus 0. And then for radius, r, remember my rule. My rule is, where is my axis of rotation? Is it on the left or the right? In this case, look at the blue line. It's definitely on the left side of my area. And whenever you're on the left side, then the radius is always going to be x minus that number. In this case, the number's just 0 because it's revolved around x equals 0. So in other words, the radius is literally just x. And that's what I'll put right there. And then dx, I'm just going to ask us to set up the integral. I'm not going to ask us to solve it. If I did want to solve it, I would need to probably distribute the x to both terms, giving me -x squared plus 4x. I'd then have to take the integral of that, which is -x cubed over 3 plus 4x squared over 2, which does reduce. And then I have to plug in the bounds from 4 to 0. And I'm just going to stop there. You can do that on your own if you want. But right now I'm just focusing on setting up the integral. That's all I really care about. And that's probably what your teacher or professor is going to care most about anyway. So that's it for that one. For the next problem, I still want the volume. It's actually going to be the area bounded by the exact same region, y equals -x plus 4, x-axis, and y-axis. But this time I'm going to be revolving around the line y equals 4. And so once again, I'd recommend drawing a picture of this because it's always helpful. There's y equals -x plus 4. And then the x-axis and the y-axis again. It's the same area. And again, I'm going to label this x equals 0 and y equals 0. And we can clearly see our area here. Now, revolving around y equals 4, we need to know where 4 is. In other words, I need to know what that point is right there first. I need to know if it's on that line or above it. Doesn't matter that much, but I think it's helpful to know. If you want to know where that spot is, then all you got to do is set these two functions equal to each other. In other words, just plug in 0 for x. Y equals negative 0 plus 4. That's how I get the top value, which is going to be y equals 4. And so what a coincidence, it looks like my axis of rotation is on the very top point of my area. Does it matter that it's touching? No, it really doesn't matter at all. And I don't care about this gap either right there, which I would care about for a disk or washer method problem. So this time we notice that the axis of rotation is horizontal, which means I am going to fill out the volume formula accordingly. It will be the integral from y1 to y2 of my right function minus the left function times r and then dy. So this time it's my bottom point to my top point. Clearly we see the bottom point is on that line, it's 0, and the top point we already set it, it's 4. So let me just plug in those bounds real quick. And now I need the right and the left function. So I think the left function is easy to spot. The left function is just going to be x equals 0. The right function is that line right there, y equals negative x plus 4. So if I'm doing right minus left, it's just going to be negative x plus 4 minus 0. But wait, I tricked you. I hope you have a good eraser, because that is wrong. Why is it wrong? Because remember, when we're doing a horizontal axis, the functions need to be in the form x equals. Since that is not in the form x equals, I need to convert it to x equals. I would add x to both sides and then subtract y from both sides. In other words, x equals 4 minus y. That is my right function. And lucky for me, the left function did not change because it's already x equals 0. So in other words, right minus left is actually going to be 4 minus y minus 0. I'm not even going to write the minus 0. And then times the radius. So remember, the radius is all about the axis of rotation. In this case, the line 4 is above. And in case you don't remember what the rule is, when we are above, the axis of rotation is that number 4 minus, in this case, y. That's my radius. If it was the opposite, if it was below, let's say, the axis of rotation was below my area, then it would be y minus negative 4 or y plus 4. That's if we were below, which we're not. So anyways, my radius is 4 minus y. Yes, that is a coincidence. It's the exact same thing. That almost never happens. And then it's going to be times dy. And there's the setup for my integral. And that's it. That's all I'm going to do for this problem. So now we're just going to do one more for today. I encourage you to try this one on your own. It's good practice. We're going to be revolving around y equals negative x squared plus 9 and y equals 0, which is the x-axis. But we are going to be revolving around the line x equals negative 4. So go ahead, pause the video, give this a try on your own, and when you're ready to see the solution, unpause. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to draw a picture of this, because that's what I always do. I notice negative x squared plus 9. I know that's a parabola that opens downward, like that. Then I need to also bound it by y equals 0, which is that axis. I see my areas right here. And it's also a good idea to say what these 2 points are right here, because they are going to come up later. To find these points, I just have to set the functions equal to each other, negative x squared plus 9 and y equals 0. So in other words, 0 equals negative x squared plus 9, add x squared to both sides, and then take the square root. Don't forget plus or minus when we take square roots. So in other words, negative 3 on the left and positive 3 on the right, and that's it for the setup. Now, if I want to plug in the formula, remember the axis of rotation, that's x equals negative 4. We just said negative 3 is over here, so negative 4 is just to the left of that at -4. And we notice it's a vertical axis of rotation. So that means I'm going to follow the vertical axis formula. Volume equals 2 pi integral from x1 to x2, left point to right point. Remember, it's just the points of the area, not the axis of rotation. In other words, I'm saying it's -3 to +3, not -4. That does not matter for the bounds. Okay, if you remember, next I need the top function minus the bottom function. Looks like the top is going to be -x² plus 9, and the bottom's going to be 0. And I'm going to leave them in the form y equals -x² plus 9, because this integral needs to be in terms of x's. That's the rule for vertical axis of rotation. And then the only other thing I need is the radius, and I'm done. Remember, this axis is on the left side, and whenever that happens, it means it's going to be x minus the number, in this case, -4. So in other words, for radius, I'm going to replace that with x minus -4 is really x plus 4, close parenthesis, dx, and there we go. We're done. That's it. You can solve this integral if you want. I don't want to. I want to go home. Actually, I am home. But hopefully that explanation made sense. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments. Thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care and bye-bye.